All right, week 10, ELA-W, and action. So class, before we turn you loose on your Google Classroom work and your Google Doc where you're going to be creating the second paragraph of the trimester, I want to first review an example of a very good paragraph written for our first topic, which was why did Megan Meyer commit suicide? And it's been a couple of weeks, so this may be out of your brains, although obviously we've been looking at the same case. But I want to speak quickly about why this paragraph is good, and hopefully we'll be modeling these ideas as we construct our new paragraph. So you'll notice I've color coordinated each of the sentences in front, and that's because each one represents something vital to the paragraph structure. So let's read the first. If I can get a volunteer, please read the first sentence on the board. Megan Meyer is a 13-year-old girl that lives in Missouri who committed suicide on October 16, 2006. Okay, what kind of a sentence is this? Is this evidence? Is this a detail? Someone raised their hand. Is this our conclusion statement? Yes? Context. Excellent. So this gives the reader an idea of what it is that we're going to be talking about. So we write context because it's a valuable statement. And it's a great way of setting up our following statement, which we'll read now. If we could have another reader, yes, go. Megan Meyer committed suicide because of the cyberbullying her friend Josh committed on social media website called MySpace. On a social media website called MySpace. Excellent. So, Megan Meyer committed suicide because, if you'll remember, this is a great way of restating and then transitioning through the use of because. So, what statement is this based on what we've been working with before? Yes, and that is correct. That is a claim statement. And your claim is arguably the most important statement of your writing because it tells the reader what you truly believe and what it is that you're going to be trying to prove. It has to match the rest of your paragraph, but everything should all come back to the claim statement. That is to say that these blue statements, they need to relate to the claim. These purple statements, they need to connect the blue to the claim. The yellow statements, or excuse me, the conclusion that we get to eventually, needs to restate the claim. So this is a theme that should exist throughout your writing. Okay, so there the opinion statement has been given. Now we know what the writer is trying to tell us about this occurrence that was outlined in the context. Let's read the following statement. If you would pick up, yes, 1. On October 16th, 2006, Josh started sending mean messages like, "The world would be a better place without you." Now, it's a bit of a giveaway that we see a direct quote taken from the evidence. You can raise their hand and tell us which statement this is based on what we've been working with. Yes, and that's correct. That is a detailed statement where we're just getting them all right. Hopefully that reflects in our work that we're going to be submitting next week for our second paragraph. And now, can we use this detail to support the claim? Our claim, to remind us, is that Megan Meyer committed suicide because of cyberbullying from Josh. Here we see that Josh sent messages like, "The world would be a better place without you." Does the detail support the claim? Show me. Great. It does. Of course it does. This can qualify as cyberbullying. I completely agree. So the detail is great. Let's read our next sentence and decide what it is. Megan had a crush on Josh, so she cared about what he had to say, which is why she committed suicide the same day that Josh sent her this message. Now, what kind of a statement is this? And conclusion statement. Is that right? Do we all agree? Is this a conclusion? No, it is not a conclusion statement. Yes, what is it? Excellent. It is our explanation. So it is the E of our ADE. Remember, the point of the explanation is to connect the detail to the claim. So there should be no question in the reader's mind what this has to do with that. There should be no question between what the detail has to do with the claim. The point of the explanation is to say, look, this supports the claim. Megan had a crush on Josh. That gives us more context about why it matters that Josh would say mean things, and which is why she committed suicide. And that's strong language, which is why you're connecting the dots for the reader so that when they're reading this, they're like, oh, okay, I see how it's working now. That's what you want your reader to get out of your paragraph. And now that we've given a detail and an explanation, I've used the same colors for our next detail and explanation because it's the same format. Megan responded to Josh by saying, "You are the kind of boy or girl who would kill herself over." This is again a what? Altogether, this is a what? Detail is correct. Okay, and then finally, Megan's response illustrates that she believes a person could reasonably kill themselves over a boy. Is this a good explanation statement? Turn and talk, 30 seconds. Is this a good explanation statement, and why? Okay, and we're back. Raise your hand if you and your partner came with a good answer. Okay? You say that this is a good explanation. Okay? Now, the important question, though, is why? Excellent, because it connects this detail to our claim again. Remember, our explanations want to make the connection clear for the reader. It's telling the reader what we think, why we're using the detail that we're using. So, it is a good explanation. I agree. And then lastly, Megan committed suicide because of the betrayal she felt from Josh. Now, there's two things that our conclusion statement should offer us. Who can think of what they need to give us? Okay? Yes? Great. One thing the conclusion should do, it should restate our claim. Does this restate the claim? It does. Excellent, it does. Now, is there one thing, though, that this conclusion could possibly be missing, though? Megan committed suicide because of the betrayal she felt from Josh. What is this missing that we talked about we need to include in our conclusion statements? Maybe a certain phrase, maybe a certain connective tissue that we're missing? It could say in summary, yes it could. In summary, in conclusion, these bridge statements, these connecting statements, these transitional phrases are vital to making a strong conclusion statement. Because again, we want to be so clear to the reader. When the reader gets to this final statement, there should be no question what kind of a statement is being made. It needs to be, in conclusion, Megan committed suicide because of the betrayal she felt from Josh. Or in summary, even a word like therefore, comma, tells us that we're making a final point here, we're restating our claim, and that's how we put an exclamation point on a strong argumentative paragraph. Good.